Yo, what is going on, homies? It's your boy StumpD back for another OPTC video, and in today's video, we're taking a look at some of the harder content in the game, and sort of directing this video at some newer players, some middle players, and some players that have sort of hit that sort of end game content, but aren't really at that sort of end game content. So, in today's video, we're going to be talking about Garp's challenges. Now, once upon a time, these were a monthly event, and there are a bunch of Garp's challenges, as you guys can see here. Now, for you older players, you already know what I'm talking about. They used to come back once a month. You used to be able to beat them with every colors. You'd get some gems. You get some rewards. And it was a lot of fun. However, RIP Garp challenges, they have now perished. However, if you are a newer player and you've never completed them before, or you're a middle game, like a mid player, and you haven't really had a chance to, well, you don't really know what I'm talking about. Basically, there are these challenges in Extra Island that are basically 10-star events. And what they are is they are 7 stages. And the idea is that you have to beat them all with color-based teams. So there's like Garp Challenge, Doffy 1, Revolutionary Army 1, and you obviously take on that particular niche of the challenge. Whitebeard is the Whitebeard Pirates, Eneru is the Skypiea Arc, Navy is the Marines, Hody is the Fishman Pirates, and then the worst generation is designed around Blackbeard and Luffy, Kid, and Law, and all those types of characters. However, there are 2 incredibly hard variations, being the 13-star challenges of Heavenly Demon 2 and Revolutionary Army 2. Now, alongside the Hawkins and the Kid Forest, these, 2 Garbs challenges are classified as some of the hardest piece of content in the game. However, they have been out for a very, very long time, and for most endgame players, they would have completed them a while ago, and you can actually do them with some very old teams. However, for new players, they can be quite daunting, they can be quite difficult, and these are particular events that you don't need to bring color-based teams to. So I thought in today's video, let's take some of the new Super Sugo Fests and really break these particular stages down for you guys. So as a new player, you can get these done very, very easily. You get some nice rewards for beating these. You only have to beat them once, and then you don't have to play them again. I like running them and doing no-store variations, and I have heaps of videos on the channel taking down these 2 particular events. In my opinion, they are some of the harder pieces of content in the game, but nowadays with stuff like Grand Voyage, as well as the Kid Forest still being like a thing, they have dropped off in difficulty. But for those middle game players and those sort of end game players really moving into the end game, I thought this video would help you guys out, which we could really break down these stages. But if you enjoy this kind of stuff, belt the like button. If you're new to the channel, hit that big red subscribe button. And with that said, let's dive in. Alright, so we're going to start over here at Garp's Challenge Heavenly Demon 2, and I have paused the video quickly because I did just want to touch on the team. Now, for this video, I haven't included any supports. This Shiryu support you see on Sabo Koala is literally here because I didn't want to use poison sockets. You can definitely use poison sockets for this particular team. And obviously my investments are going to be a little bit different to what your investments might be. So I thought just leaving supports off would do the trick. If you guys have supports and you want to run this team actually did it no stall, disgustingly easy. But if you guys wanted to try this team, just chuck on some stat boosting supports, and that'll actually give you a lot more investment for your characters. As you can see though, I have Limit Break expanded, obviously my Yamato Ace. I'm a very endgame player, so I have these characters done. And obviously I have like 500 cotton candy, which means my attack stat is going to be drastically higher. But Kinemon is completely replaceable in this team with another unit if you guys wanted to bring some sort of other damage-dealing character. Because like I said, we're going to break down each individual stage, so that way it'll help you guys out drastically. Ace Yamato and Nami are the cheat code to this content, though. If you bring them both as your captain, you can not only remove binds, but you remove paralysis, and you remove special bind, which is disgustingly strong for this particular fight, because there's a lot of paralysis and there's a lot of special bind. On turn 1, if you switch with Yamato and Ace, you can actually get the burn mechanic, which means you can actually kill everything on turn 1. Killing the penguins in the back will actually give you a bunch of cooldowns. With Nami as your captain, you only need to kill one of the penguins, so I wanted to showcase that. But if you have some limit break abilities in your Usahachi, you'll also have Barrier Pen. Obviously, before you take on this content, you want to make sure you have your characters max level and max limit break. That is essential, and you want to make sure that you have your sockets all max. Mainly damage reduction, pinch healing, bind removal, despair removal, and then anything else really of your own sort of like anything else of your own leisure. Having auto heal is actually fairly important, and having bind removal doesn't matter too much because you have Yamato and Ace. But Auto heal, damage reduction are the two big ones that you really want to focus there. As you can see, the Monet stage will give you blind, but you don't have to worry about it thanks to Ace Yamato. Utilizing their switch ability, you can easily take her out over 2 turns. With my investments, I killed her in 1 turn, but if you take 2 turns there, it's not the end of the world. Against Virgo on stage 4, he has 2 turns of defense up, and he doesn't allow you to use an orb boost. It doesn't allow you to use any orb boosting effects. So on this particular stage, just utilizing the switch ability of Ace Yamato, then using the VV Rebecca special for the color affinities to Cerebrals and Strikers, and as well as the Nami special, you can very easily kill here. On the Caesar stage, he gives you poison. This is where having max poison sockets at the start of the fight, as I mentioned, is very, very important. However, if you head to the treasure map shop, you can pick up that Shiryu that I'm using. He's a free-to-play character. You just need some blue tickets, which you may or may not have as a new player, but if you do, you can pick him up. He's a great free-to-play character and has one of the most valuable supports in the entire game. Utilizing the the Sabo Koala special there, you can easily rotate the block orbs, and you get an attack boost to your free spirit characters, so you can easily kill on that stage as well. Moving on to the Pika stage, he has 2 turns of defense up and gives you 1 turn of chain coefficient reduction. On this stage, you need to make sure that you move on with a chain lock or a chain boundary ability. Otherwise, you get 99 turns at a 1.1 times chain lock, and it's very, very important and very, very annoying and nerfs your damage drastically. We're going to use our Usahachi special to remove the defense up here, and now that we've pretty much used everyone's specials, we're going to start popping our Kinemon. Kinemon, as I mentioned, he's just here to give us cooldowns. You can replace him with another unit, maybe one that does a little bit more damage if you're struggling for damage on this stage. But as you can see, like, we had another unit to hit with, and if you have, like, strength characters there with, like, Vivi, you should do a little bit more damage as well. But for myself, I did not struggle with the damage whatsoever. If you don't want to use Kinemon, you don't have to. He's great for cooldowns, but that's really all that he's being used for. You can easily bring someone else that can give you more damage on that stage, like an orb booster or something like that. Moving on to Treble and Pika, they're going to give you a full board of Dex orbs, and they're going to make Dex unfavorable, and then they slot bind your left column. Having Sabo Koala with max slot bind does help here, but it's definitely not essential, because Ace Yamato's special here gives you so much damage that you can easily take out Treble and Sugar on the first turn. If you don't kill Treble on the first turn, don't stress, because I think he just gives you paralysis if you get him below a certain threshold, which Nami is just going to remove anyway, and you can definitely take 2 turns there. Just don't get the 3rd turn, because then he despairs you, and it's very, very annoying. You just want to make sure you kill Sugar on that stage. That is the big goal. Onto Gladius, Senior Pink, and Mark Weiss. They have 5 turns of damage reduction, and this is where having Vivi Rebecca's special back is actually very, very handy. However, Nami can also remove damage reduction. So if you use Nami special here, that will also work if you're not using Kinemon, or if you don't have your Nami and... No, not Nami. Your Rebecca and Vivi special ready to go. Nami's getting a lot of cooldowns because she absorbs all the paralysis. We're getting so much paralysis throughout this run. I haven't been mentioning it. But basically every stage from the... What's his name? The Caesar stage, we've just been getting paralysis, and Nami's just been using that to charge her special. On to Diamante now. Diamante is going to put up end of turn damage, but with Ace Yamato, you are basically healing with your perfects every single turn, so you have a nice chunky HP pool here. And on the previous stage, you're more than welcome to actually take a few more turns on Gladius. You just got to make sure you don't get Gladius too low with his HP. But if you do, it doesn't matter, because Nami will actually absorb all the paralysis that he gives you. He gives you 50 turns of paralysis if you get him to 50% HP, so Nami can actually get around that fairly nicely. On this stage, you should have the Super Switch mechanic from Ace Yamato. That is going to help you take out Gladius very, very easily, because Gladius actually has a very chunky attack pool. So literally just with the Super Switch, you can easily take out, Gladius. Take out Gladius, because as you can see, you're healing quite a lot, and then with that super burn, you're getting like 1.5, or is that 150? I don't know. It's the end of the day, and I'm just looking at big numbers. So you do a lot of damage there with that burn ability, and you can easily take him out even if you don't have the damage there over 2 turns, just super nicely. On the final stage against the 2 Doflamingos, they have 2 turns of defense up, and they give you a full board of block orbs. On this turn, getting the switch ability of Saba Koala gives you color affinity, because you can't use a color affinity special here. And then you can use their special to rotate your block orbs. You also can use Nami for a chain boost, as well as a base stat boost. And then with her super class, you can actually get a conditional boost as well. On top of this, you actually have the ability of Nami's super tandem, which gives you a 0.5 extra conditional boost as well. But on this final stage, you actually just have so much damage that you don't even need to remove the defense up if you have decent investments. You have Usohachi though, so don't stress, you can easily remove the defense up. And as you guys will see here, we literally just kill with 3 units. So that was Doffy 2. Very, very easy, very, very simple with Nami and Ace Yamato. So moving on to Revolutionary Army 2 now. This one is a little bit more tricky because you need a lot of utility for this particular fight. Now, I'm utilizing the new Yamato with a Nami captain. Whether you have Nami or you have Yamato, you can flip them over. Same with the previous team as well. You don't have to have Nami. You can use Ace Yamato. If you have Nami, you can easily bring Nami and then a friend Ace Yamato. But with this particular team, it's pretty free to play friendly. Make sure to farm up Morley as well as Kawamatsu before you guys dive into this particular fight to make it very, very easy. You can easily rainbow them out. You can easily get them to level 99 and you don't have to worry about having super investments there. They're two very, very good free-to-play characters, and they're very, very good for this particular fight. As for Robin, she is a rare recruit. You can pick her up, obviously, through summons, which I feel like most people have been doing because the New Year's banners are so juicy. And then Soba Mask is just really, really good for this particular quest, as he can give you tandem orbs, which is great for Nami and Yamato, but he also gives you an attack buff and has an amazing sailor. Once again, make sure to have all these characters at level 99 and limit broken to the max of their potential. You don't have to have them limit break expanded or anything like that, but that obviously definitely helps with damage output and obviously getting cooldowns. As for your sockets, you want to make sure that you have bind sockets maxed, so that way you can reduce 3 turns of bind. You also want to have auto heal as well as some damage reduction sockets. That is going to help you out drastically. But as for the rest of your sockets, you don't have to worry about it too much, as your slot rotations and all that sort of stuff doesn't like drastically affect anything. On the first turn, you have the penguins once again, and the penguins will give you cooldown. So ideally, you want to kill the penguins. But with this particular team, we don't have a way to sort of break through the barriers. Now, normally with the penguins, you have to tap with 3 units, so that way you can easily kill them. And that way you get all of your cooldowns. But remember, with Nami, you actually don't have to if you have all of your specials maxed. It's very important that you actually have all your characters' specials charge maxed as well. That is definitely something to note and something I forgot to mention. So make sure, I'll leave a pinned comment down below. So make sure to have your specials maxed for every character, and make sure to have them at level 99 and level limit broken. So that way you can do some damage. And once again, this team doesn't have any support, so that way you can use stat boosting supports if you are struggling with the damage. As you guys saw on stage 2, we just have some Dugong friends. We're going to take them out, and then we can move on to the hack stage. He gives us 3 turns of attack down, and has 3 lackeys, and they all have good barriers. They're immune to poison and delay, but we can use Soba Mask here to give us a full board of orbs, and then we can use Kawamatsu to remove the attack down. Kawamatsu normally gives us an attack boost as well, but basically what he's going to do for us here, he's going to lock those orbs that Soba Mask gives us, and that way we are going to be fine. He also gives us a clock buff, so that way we get an orb boost after 2 turns. If you don't kill Hack there, don't stress, because you can easily take him out on the next turn and still get the orb buff from Kawamatsu on this turn. Against the Kama Girls and Ivankov, you're going to get 7 turns of Bind and Despair on your captains. Yamato can remove the Despair, but you're going to cop the Bind, and this is where Bind sockets are very, very valuable. You want to make sure you get down to the 4 turns of Bind. Minimum, you want level 2, so Robin can remove the Bind. Robin will also give her Free Spirit friends cooldowns, and she has special rewind immunity by 5 turns, so putting her in the middle row doesn't hurt your team too much. Placement for this team is very important. You need to make sure Robin is in the middle right, and Kawamatsu is in the bottom left. That is very important, and I apologize I did not mention that before we started. As for Soba Mask, he's giving himself 4 turns of cooldown every time a sailor uses another special, or anyone on your crew uses a special, so that way we can actually get his specials back quite frequently. On this turn against Sabo and Koala, they're going to give us all type orbs as unfavorable and recovery orbs unfavorable. Lucky for us though, Yamato and Nami have the ability to generate tandem orbs at a very high rate. Taking out Koala on the first turn is actually quite important here, and if you need to tank damage, you actually can use the versatility of Yamato here. That is definitely something you can do, and you can actually take 2 turns on Sabo if you want to sort of like stall back out and make sure you get your specials like I'm doing here. And with Yamato, she gives you 2 turns of damage reduction, so actually popping her versatility there would have been incredibly smart to do, and that way you can just take a lot less damage. By the 3rd turn though, you want to make sure that you take out Sabo. I tried to do a bit of damage to him early, so that way taking him out was fairly easy, and I could save some orbs moving into the Morley stage. Now that I think about it though, it doesn't matter if you save orbs or not, because you take 2 turns here anyway. Against Morley, he's probably the most annoying part of this entire fight. Once upon a time, you used to have to stall on him forever because he has 2 turns of defense up, 2 turns of threshold, and 5 turns of resilience. Funny enough though, Colosseum Morley is the perfect unit to take him down. Colosseum Morley will not only set defense half, he'll remove the threshold, remove the resilience, and if you hit 4 perfects, I think it might be 3, but let's just say 4 for the sake of it. As long as you hit like 4 perfects, I hit all my perfects just for some healing and pinch healing and whatnot. With hitting a bunch of perfects, you actually set the defense to 0 on the next turn. On top of that, he gives you a conditional boost against defense down, which is ridiculously powerful. And then you can utilize the Sobama special for an attack boost, and then use Nami special after it for the base stats, as well as the chain boost. And then you can easily take him out with your Sober Mask and your Robin having color affinity there. Moving on to the next stage against Bello Betty, you start getting some paralysis, and that's why using Nami this early doesn't matter, because you can start charging up her special once again, thanks to her amazing captain ability. You get 3 turns of attack down here, so this is where you're using Kawamatsu again is very, very good, and that's why stalling on Sabo was actually very, very powerful. Robin gave him a cooldown, Nami's been giving him cooldowns, and it works quite nicely there. As you can see, we keep getting back that Sobama special, which is very, very valuable. And if you needed to there, if you didn't have tandem orbs, you could easily use one of your Sobama special there just to make sure that you have a bunch of orbs. Unfortunately, it's very rare that you'll actually kill Bello Betty on this particular turn, as we don't have anyone with color affinity, and she is going to hit you fairly hard. So that's why sort of tanking the shot from Sabo with the versatility is quite nice. So that way you can start building it up again. But you could easily use that there. You just want to make sure that you have that versatility ready to go by the final stage. After taking out Bello Betty, we move into the Lindbergh fight. He gives us more paralysis, which Nami actually removes. Very, very handy. As well as giving us bind on our top right, bottom right, middle left. Once again, this is why Robin is so good in the middle right. She can remove that, but you also get a full board of unfavorable orbs. And once again, this is where Sobermask comes into play. He gives you a full board of tandem orbs, which makes them all matching, and then Nami gets that crazy 5.5 captain on top of Yamato's 5.75. As you can see, you absolutely destroy poor old Lindbergh. Against Karasu, he's another very annoying stage. He gives you 2 turns of despair and puts up 2 turns of threshold. This is where Nami's super type is absolutely insane, sorry, his super class, because she can remove the threshold, and then with Yamato, you actually remove the despair. Popping Nami's special here gives you a conditional boost to said condition that is guaranteed. You get a chain boost, you get base stats, and you can easily take out Karasu, no issues whatsoever. On the final stage against Sabo Koala, they're going to blow away your effects. They give you a full board of block orbs, and they only let you use 2 specials, but we're only going to need 1. We're going to use Yamato special for the first time this run. We get a 3 times attack boost to the entire crew. We activate her versatility, so that way we get that extra 1.6 times attack, thanks to that new buff. And then we can easily take out Sabo Koala. Now, I don't actually use the super tandem abilities of Nami and Yamato, just to show you guys that you have plenty of damage there if you guys are struggling. But that's going to wrap up the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure to go down there and belt the like button for me if you're new to the channel and you haven't done so already. Hit that big red subscribe button. Most importantly, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, I thank you for watching. I hope this helped. I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.